What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So today's video, I want to show you guys one of the best plays in bunch offset in Madden 24. So if you enjoy this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So the playbook I'm in is the Eagles offensive playbook. Again, I'm in the Eagles offensive playbook. But the play that I'll be talking about is going to be found in a different playbook, so make sure you check your bunch offset playbooks to see if it's in there. But I'm personally in the Eagles. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and get this video started. But before I do, I want to say, if you're curious about any formations, you can go visit my website, allthingsmadden.com. I currently have 3 ebooks on there. I'm working on the 4th. So if you want me to make you a custom ebook, just go ahead and fill out my custom ebook link. It's the form that's inside of the link in the description. So if you're curious about any ebooks at all, allthingsmadden.com. The link is in the description. Now the ebook is going to be a lot more put together than this is. Just want to make sure you guys know, in case you haven't got it, it's going to be detailed. It's going to be screenshots of the setups. There's going to be me going in depth about each one. It's going to be timestamps, so all that fun stuff is inside the ebook, and it's honestly for a really great price. So make sure you check through them. If not, it's okay. You know, I got y'all on here. But anyways, let's go on and get into it. So the formation that we're going to be looking at today, like I said, is bunch offset, and the only play we're going to be talking about is speed dig. Now, I do have gameplay for you guys where you're going to see all of these setups that I like, and you're going to be able to see kind of how they are. So I'm choosing nickel 3-3. And I'm also make sure I put safeties in at the linebacker spots, but I'm choosing nickel 3-3 because this is most likely what you'll see. You're either going to see 3-3 or 3-3 cub, so I'm just choosing 3-3 because it's easier to show you cover shells. So we're going to be talking about some man, we're going to talk about some cover 4 drop, some cover 2, and we're going to talk about, of course, cover 3, which is what we're coming out in. Now, when you run this, you want to make sure you have the ball either in the middle or your bunch to the wide side. But I personally love to run this play in the middle, but it can work technically on the short side or the to the field technically, but I'm gonna leave it in the middle. Just wanted you guys to know, because of this play, we can run this with our bunch to the short side if we want to. Now there's a lot of setups I want to give you, so make sure you are locked in. So anyways, first setup I really love to do is I like taking square. You want to put him on a streak or a fade, and you want to take circle, put him on an out route, and you want to smart out that out route to 10 yards. So this works good versus your cover 4 drops, your cover 3s, anything where you don't have a vertical hook. They're going to play really, really well. So what we're going to look for actually is a read between our tight end, and then we're going to have the chance to read our running back. And if that's not open, we're going to actually look over the top for R1. So again, we're going to make this read right here. So you want to let circle sit there. Excuse me, not circle. You want to let X, as soon as he settles up, you actually want to throw a low ball. So you want to make sure you low ball this in possession, catch it. It's going to work out really well. And what's going to happen here is that this little out route is going to drive any of your hard flats, your curl flats, your seam flats. It's going to drive those outward, and they're going to kind of lock onto it. Now, the hook zones actually won't play this. Now, if they have some type of lurker here or some type of acrobat, maybe because of the distance. But you want to go ahead and throw this ball now. I was trying to throw it right here, but I got under pressure. But you can tell, you could throw this ball as soon as he settles up right here, and they're going to do like a possession catch style animation. I love to throw that route. Most of the time it's going to be open. A lot of times the user is not going to worry about trying to guard that. So again, you want to go ahead and motion them out. And the reason we motion them out, because bunch, you want to utilize the motions as much as possible, but you want to kind of move, and then you want to throw like a little low ball to be able to get a nice little catch. Now, you don't have to low ball it. I just choose the low ball in case they have some type of athletic player there. So if we let this play continue out, what you're going to be able to notice is that we'll also, which I'm a spy Micah Parsons because I don't feel like getting screamed at relentlessly, but where we're going to take a read between is R1 on this. So you want to wait, and then you want to throw him open right there whenever the zones pull down. Now, don't worry, there's other things I like to do if they play different type of coverages like cover 2 and things of that nature. We're just kind of talking about cover 3 right now and cover 4 drops. So next setup that I really love is we're going to take square, put him on a streak. We're going to actually motion over our tight end, and we're actually going to do it. We can actually do a lot of things with this motion over tight end. So the first thing I love to do is take X, our tight end, and put him on a drag. Now, it doesn't show just because it's Madden, but I have X on the drag, and your read progressions are going to go from the drag to our running back route, and then we're going to actually look for our crosser in these two. So we want to look for that tight end drag early, see how it's open then. Then, of course, you want to step up, work the pocket, and if they're playing any style of cover 3 or cover 4 drop, we're going to be able to run this play until they're tired of it. Now, you also can run this versus cover 2. I'll show you that in a second, but I love it most versus your cover 3 and cover 4 drop style, because you're going to have this throw all day if you want it. You'll just pitch and catch it just because of route design. These guys right here are pushing vertical, which means they're going to back up into your curl flats, your hard flats. They're going to back them up a little bit. So that's going to allow this throw right here to be open, especially if they're playing purples or cloud flats. But also what's good about this play is that the running backs are going to settle up right here, pull down the hook zone, and we're going to have a great little 2-read combo right here, depending on if they zone drop or not. So another great setup right there. Now, also what you can do is you can motion them over and put them on a backside slant. Although I love this better versus man coverage, you still can run this. If they are getting crazy with their user, you can actually just throw a quick little slant right there, and then you can actually just, turn up the field. So that's good if they're trying to worry about stopping that drag route, but if they don't respect that slant, you can definitely hit that slant up right there. So again, I know I'm talking about cover 4 drop, and you guys are probably saying, "Real, you haven't even put cover 4 drop out on the field." But just want to show you guys real quick. We're going to do the same setup, and you guys got to just trust me when I say that. When it works versus the same coverages, it works versus it. So I'll just show you this real quick. So kind of look at the drag, notice how that's open. And then if we climb the pocket, I said pocket, but if we climb it, notice how R1 and circle are both going to get open. So just trust me when I tell you guys what coverages will work against and what coverages don't, because I want to still have enough time to show you this gameplay. So that's one of my favorite setups right there. Now, another one that I love versus cover 3 or cover 4 drop style defenses, you want to take X, you want to go ahead and throw him on a zig route, and I like to take my running back and just block him right here, and we're going to do it this way, or actually I'll show you this way first, and then what we're going to do is read X and then to R1. So we're just going to see what we have open. So X to R1, and then you actually want to wait and look for that backside end route. And again, this is versus any of your hook zone style defenses. So we want to look for this zig. A lot of times you'll have this zig if they start zone dropping this guy right here to actually account for this crosser. This is when I love to do this setup, because what'll happen is we'll have this zig wide open right here, because this guy will be all the way up here, and the user won't be able to chase, because if the user tries to chase any of these routes, we're going to actually hit them with a deep dig over the middle, if you could picture one of these two being the user. So really love that style of concept. Now I want to move on to cover 2 real quick, just to show you guys some things that I love personally versus cover 2. So what we can do is take square, put him on a streak. We can take X right here, we can actually put him on a zig route, and then I love to motion him back over right here. So I actually love this setup versus cover 2. We're going to be able to read between X, and then we're going to read between R1 and circle, just seeing what our opponent gives us. Now, if you have time, and if you don't feel like they're blitzing, I like to take triangle and just put him on a swing. But if you feel like they're blitzing, leave them on the option route, okay? But if you don't, then I still love this setup right here. So what we're going to be able to do is just have circle right there in that little gap, and you want to be able to step up and work the pocket when you're in bunch. You have to be able to step up. If you're not good at stepping up in the pocket, a bunch might not be for you, because a lot of times you're going to have to step up and make those reads. But the reason why I like this is because they're going to do a good job of pulling down zones. And what happens here is that our vertical hooks go with him, and also the mid read's not going to be able to play this guy right here, this little crosser. So what happens here is that he's going to pass him up, and then we're going to be able to have this little window right here that I love to exploit versus cover 2. So it's just a really good play versus cover 2. And also just to kind of backtrack a tiny bit, just want to show you that this setup that I gave you already will work wonders versus cover 2. All you want to do, you'll be able to have X immediately. Notice how X will get open, but if you wait, circle's still going to be able to find that gap. So that circle route is extremely money when you couple it with those particular setups. Now next thing I want to talk about is going to be just man coverage, and there's so many other setups, and if you guys stay for the gameplay, you guys will see different setups that I actually didn't mention on here, just because there's a lot of setups I was trying in game. So I played the game first, and then I came to make you guys a video. So versus man coverage, I love to actually do a setup right here where I take X, put him on a zig, and then I take R1 and I put him on a zig, and then I'll take square and I'll either leave him where it is, or if I feel like I have a speedster and I have a good matchup, I'll take square and put him on a streak. But I'm gonna leave him on the comeback route because I like this comeback route versus man coverage. So we're playing man press right now, and I picked this team on purpose because we have Trayvon Diggs versus AJ Brown, and you want to have your best receiver right here. Whoever that guy is, you want to have your best guy here, and right here you want to have your best short route runner, because we need the zig to win. So anyways, I just want to show you the square route real quick. You want to low ball it as soon as he gets ready to make his break. Now normally you're not going to get a good accuracy out of reach normally, But this is so much more so of a timing based route, because comeback routes are good versus man. You just have to throw them correctly, and you need a good route runner to run it. You need an excellent route runner. So as soon as you see him start to dip, that's when you want to go ahead and lowball this pass. So if you kind of look, I was able to time it up well, but it's a timing based throw. So you have to time it up, and when you time it up right, a lot of times this is going to happen where he kind of gets some separation, and then we're going to be able to make the catch. If, you know, normal circumstances, you got to make that catch. But that's one of the setups I really love versus man coverage. Now, the next thing that we can do, actually, I want to show you something real quick while I'm thinking about that. So with this play, again, your read progressions are going to be here, and you want to make sure you block your running back also, so this doesn't happen where we have two people in the same area. You never want that. I'd rather just block them. But basically, you want to read between here to this zig route right here, and then if the user commits to any one of these zig routes or commits to this comeback route, that's when I like to be patient in the pocket and then come back and throw this dig route right here. So it's just a little read progression style. Now, last setup I want to give you before we dive into this quick gameplay is we want to take X, put him on a slant. Actually, I want to throw this ball away so you can see. I want you to be able to see the setups. I think it helps more when you see them. Y'all let me know in the comments if it helps or not. So last setup that I want to give you before we dive into gameplay is another great man beater setup. So we're going to take X, we're going to put him on a slant. We're going to take square, put him on a fade just like this. Now I like to take R1 right here. I like to throw him on a slant. So I know it looks crazy to have a double slant concept, but all we're trying to do is open up this zig route, this dig route by circle. So my read progression is going to be between X and R1, and then I'm gonna read circle. Now also keep in mind, if you have a good matchup, square can get a good win animation. So I'm gonna spy Micah Parsons just to have a tiny bit of time. But look at R1, and then circle is normally gonna cook his man, and that is Stephon Gilmore, just to show you guys that, you know, the Cowboys have really great corners and they have abilities on them, so it doesn't matter in that case. This is just a really good man beating route right here, this one, this little dig route. So anyways, you can tell the slant is gonna get separation. He actually gets a ton of separation. He actually gets, you know, a great release animation, which does happen. That's why I love the streaks. And they're going to have to put two high safeties, which means that this setup right here is going to just annoy the mess out of your opponent, because we can still throw this sideline dot right here. And we also have him open. And of course, our tight end happen to get a good win animation. So it's just all around a great play. But without further ado, man, let's go ahead and dive right into this gameplay. So like I said, we got some gameplay here. I was using the Steelers just because I just wanted to use a different team. Every time I play this game, I like to play with different teams. That's just me personally, because I'm not trying to be the best player in the world, have the best record in the world. I'm not trying to do any of that. I just like showing you guys gameplay with different teams, so you guys just don't be like, well, it only works with one team. But what's really important about this gameplay, I just want you guys to pay attention to just the route combos that I use and my read progressions as far as who gets open and who doesn't get open. So this setup right here is actually really fire too. I love that hitch route. And what happens is all you do is motion over your tight end, put them on a hitch, and then motion them back. And then we have a really great setup. Now, this right here is just a bench pivot. It's just your typical, you know, flood style concept. So right here, you guys probably think this is a dumb decision, but it actually takes a little bit of skill to actually do that. And right here, I wanted to show you how I got the ball back, because I like to keep you guys kind of, you know, familiar with the gameplay and how, you know, the game is transitioning. So anyways, the defense that you guys seen though was from the ebook. I do have the ebook on that particular defense, so if you're interested, allthingsmadden.com. Now right here, I made a mistake. I was looking at X, but I accidentally threw circle like a dummy and I threw a pick. He was playing cover 2 a lot in the red zone, so I wanted to actually split the safeties, but that was just my fault. But anyways, right here, this is the play bench pivot I was telling you about. All I did was took the outside receiver, put him on a streak, and it turns into a nice flood concept, and it's good because it does a flood with your tight end, which a lot of times people won't expect. So anyways, right here, this is the setup I was telling you guys about. All we want to do is look at X, and we want to see where the user is. Now, the user here is D-line, you know, trying to cheese, but notice how much space we have. No matter what, it's normally going to be open. So this setup, we just took square, put him on a streak, and circle on a drag, and we had the guy, but it is Kenny Pickett, so we wasn't able to complete it. But I wanted to show you guys just how we got the ball back. So I ended up milking the clock basically because I was ready to get out of this game. I wasn't really trying to play. And again, the defense comes in clutch with a nice pick. So just had to celebrate a little bit. And again, I was just chewing clock because I just wanted to show you guys a couple plays, and then that was all. But basically, that's gonna wrap it up for this video though, because my opponent does quit out. That's gonna wrap it up for this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.